Hello, this is Grant. Welcome back to another episode of Dead Rising 1 Master Run. So we're going to pick up here in the hideout of Carlito. There's a little cutscene when you first get here, as she goes through and checks his computer.
It's password protected. I'll try words we both might know. Family stuff, things like that.
What's this cable?
It looks like part of a jamming device. I won't be able to disable it unless I log in.
It seems like if it's actively jamming, you could just destroy it. I don't think they're going to have much need for a jamming device after.
Can you hear me?
And it does raise the question, how can they use that, like the walkie-talkie radio thing of Frank's, to talk if there's a jammer?
I'm headed back now.
Because I thought it was pretty... I guess I would think that Jesse would have some kind of radio-based way to contact back. Because I think that's what she's doing, unless the Carlito is only jamming, like, cell phone range. So I guess the military, they have radio later on, too. But that would be after the jammer. I don't quite know. Is it a plot hole? Let me know. This is where I think I had to go change my batteries on my controller. Huh. Should have taken that out. So, I'd love to do an in-depth, like, back and forth on the plot of Dead Rising. I think there's a lot of really cool small things, and I think there's a lot that's probably kind of overlooked. Or just was really quickly done. Like, I like everything about the main story. I wish that was a little more present than it is, because basically you get one or two big, like, chunks of story. And that's like when Dr. Barnaby finally says what's going on. That was a really weird bounce. When Carlito dies, spoiler. Stuff like that, where also it's, here you go, here's all the story, but it doesn't feel like much is happening when you're not actively watching a cutscene. So, yeah, I don't know. Another thing, I would love it to see it if the mall felt more alive. Because in theory, there's like 50 people in the mall, right? Because I saved the mall. So where are they at, like, right now? Say I get a new scoop right now to go save someone. Where was that person, like, for the last 2 days? Did they just break in the mall? Or, and like, do something like that? Because I could see that a little bit, like, for the gun store stuff. Like, oh, well, we want to go get a gun, so you come to the mall, or you need food. That would make sense. But, I don't know. Don't know. So, we're going to go here and talk to Jesse. He's going to see that Carlito's been captured by the butcher. I think it's Larry. He works down under Sean's grocery. So and he's actually acts as the final boss of the main 72-hour mode. It's kind of, I don't think he's a very well-designed boss. He has a lot of really cool features, but I guess I don't like how hard it is just to play around him. Like, it seems like you have to just beat him in a DPS race. But oh well. He has, like, some really cool stuff, like he can go over and eat meat and he'll heal up. He can grab you and do a bunch of special attacks. Plus, that entire room with the hanging beef is pretty cool, in my opinion. I heard a great observation was that the whole zombie apocalypse, like, event here, Willamette, they were created due to Dr. Barnaby trying to research a way to make more beef, like raise more cattle for cheaper prices on less land and stuff. So, it's probably not unintended then that Carlito dies to become, like, meat. I'm pretty sure that is a thematic point. I don't think Dead Rising's specifically trying to have a big theme about, like, American consumerism or something, creating this monstrosity. I think it's just it's a device, but I don't think it's trying to make anything too crazy out of it. But it is kind of a cool observation that it's almost takes this big thing of, like, this whole town of Santa Cabeza getting destroyed by zombies that were caused by, like, the need for more food, and then He's just like a little microclasm. Microclasm? Microclasm. I can't think of the word. It's a tiny little example of that on a smaller scale. So it's kind of neat. I actually thought that was really... Kudos to whoever noticed that. I wish I had the skill and the... I don't know, the wit to come up with stuff and notice things like that very dynamically. I don't know, one day. I think I just need more experience in that. Basically, so you'll saw back at the gun store I threw my small chainsaw. That's one reason why we're double lariating our way through here. We're gonna go pick up another one, and then I'm probably gonna ride the ride just for some PP. I guess I get unlucky and I get the one with the kids in it. But, oh well. You can actually, there's on that red house, there's a SMG you can get. It's really tough to get, and at this point, if you've killed Adam the Clown, there's no... I think you have better stuff than an SMG, but it is there. It's more just like a cool thing to be like, yeah, I landed on it. I like the ride. The ride's a cool idea. I just wish that had more of a purpose. Like, you just kind of hop on it, and that's it. What I would have loved to see is have the ride go through like different areas of the mall, so it could act kind of like a fast travel when Frank's solo. Maybe nothing too crazy, but say if it ran all the way from the food court to the North Plaza, so you could just like ride it, and it would let you move without like risk of zombies. That could be kind of nice. I'll have to see if I can get a survivor on that one time. I bet I can. Particularly, I want to. If I ever get the chance to play this game again, when I do it at level 50, I want to do the move where you like pick someone up and carry them. And I'm gonna go on the ride, and I just want to take it and like throw them off as the ride's moving. I think that'd be pretty funny to watch. I don't know if I ever actually do. Yeah, I do. I used that move one time, I know for sure, in overtime mode, or maybe in a day 3. It was on the military because it's a one-shot kill, as well as like the disembowel and stuff. Those moves are really good. It's too bad there's not more of a purpose. I got on a huge tangent from my lore. Let me know if there's any lore you'd like me to talk about or cover. There's some really cool stuff that I think could be pointed out if it was just a little bit more present for the player. So we're going to go back. We're going to go fulfill some requests for these survivors, as well as talk to Jesse. We have 3 requests to fulfill. I believe there's one for the woman who wants you to take photos of her. There's Simone who wants a handgun, and then we can finally come back and do Paul's request.
Take a look at this.
So I don't know what Carlito was
Guy
doing
being dragged?
since his
I think it's
fight
Carlito.
with Brad.
You could
I almost seem like I would think that he's like Larry would have found him
Right in front of the butcher shop.
sooner. Like Carlito would like go somewhere and come back. I don't know. Or it might have been he just like Carlito was hid somewhere trying to heal up and get himself together from the fight, and then he got found there. I don't know. He's definitely dying when you talk to him later on, even though he hasn't. We don't see Larry do anything. But then again, I mean, you could take a while to get there. Oh, there we go. We had to come out here to get that Cheryl scoop, which is the photo. So we're gonna head right back, and if you ever done the transmissionary achievement, you'll be kind of used to having to go to the warehouse just to make sure you get calls, because it really sucks to miss a single call on transmissionary. It's too bad that they don't include some kind of like counter so you can check. Gosh, it's really bad. We're in, I guess, kind of like the safe mode of the game where you can't use weapons. That means you also can't like push people out of the way like you can when you're escorting them. Unfortunate. Stuff like that happens though, just trying to get through people. It's just like, gosh, just let me get by. So here's just, basically he's gonna give us a Molotov, and every time you bring him wine, he'll make you another one. They're not really that useful. At all. I mean, I'll take it. I think I end up just using it against like a single crowd of zombies. They probably have some use. Like, for all I know, maybe they're amazing against the prisoners for some reason. But I feel like this falls, like, I can't believe you can... It's impossible to get a Molotov anywhere else in the game. Like, I'm really surprised it wasn't a thing that they should have made it where every object like spawns somewhere. Like maybe it's really inconvenient to get, but oh, if you need to go get a Molotov at the very beginning of the game, you can do so. So here she wants you to take photos of her because she's like a model. You can actually, all the guys will start cheering and a lot of the girls will boo her for this. It's kind of an interesting little interaction they put into the game. I think a lot of people who were on the development team probably did put a lot of really, really great love into the game for little small reactions like that. So you can see everyone's reactions. Hopefully the game audio is loud enough where you can hear them too. Honestly, I think this is a pretty cool scoop. It's a little silly, but that's why it's so good. It's just like, really? Okay. Especially first time through, it's like, oh, okay, I can do that. Definitely not something you want to have someone in the room when you're doing it. It'd be a little awkward.
Fantastic.
But yeah, it always seems like the game has a weird time like registering when you get the photo.
Fantastic.
Like here, I'm not sure if the last one wasn't good enough, and that's why she's like, oh, next. Or try again. Or is that just saying because they want you to do, like, you need to take 3 good ones. It's kind of hard in the moment to understand what they're going for.
Fantastic.
If I had to do this again, and I wasn't doing, like, an actual, really explained run, I would love to take as many dumb photos as I can. Like here, I believe you just need to get a certain score for this to work, so maybe I can take a silly picture of a dude, but just have her in the corner so it still, like, has that tag. But anyone watching it, it's very clear, like I'm not judging. I don't quite know the point of these requests. It seems that gosh, when they open the door and they go flying. It seems that the reason they have you come back and do these is to, like, oh, well, what are all these people you saved up to? Like, don't forget about them and give them more character, because a lot of them you just talk to, save, and never talk to again.
What are you thinking?
Many times, if you don't save a lot of survivors, you never go into these rooms. It's just kind of like a thing that's there. It's like how you can technically go to the helipad at any time, but there's nothing up there. It's another thing that's surprising that there's not a use for that thing. Like, they never have anything happen up there besides the start and end of the game.
Get away from me.
I suppose maybe you can go there for overtime mode for some purpose. Like if there's, maybe it's a safe, you could consider it a safe area, or maybe there's some people to fight up there, just basic military. I don't know. There is actually survivor paths in infinity mode up there, so it makes it worthwhile to go explore. I think I'd like to do a infinity mode run. It just is very dull and takes a long time, because often you'll win a fight, get a bunch of food, and then for the next 2 hours or so, like in real life time, you're just waiting for your health to go down so you can eat the food, and then you can continue on. Because you might have what, 13 or so inventory slots? I don't know. But you'll end up with like 15 things of food. So you don't want to leave because you'll lose the food and you need it. But you don't have much choice but to wait. Fortunate. But alright, we're going to head down to the butcher, and I'm going to probably cut the episode there. This is Grant, and don't take your sexy photos for granted.